What's up, guys? We're gonna brobeatz. Today I'm gonna be showing you guys how to make a beat with scalar. If you guys haven't subbed already, I'll turn this on. Just do so because those have been a lot. Let's hop right into it. So basically, I seen a comment. Someone said they wanted to see me make a beat with scalar. So that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna show you how to set it up, and then basically we're just gonna go into making the beat and everything. And I'm gonna go for kind of a lo-fi vibe. So let's hop right into it. All right. So for the setup, we have scalar, and pretty much you go to the VST wrapper settings. And then you want to put the output to a number, so any number, right? So we want the MIDI in here to go somewhere, so we want it to go to the output, and then I'll go to my VST right here, and we want that output to be input into this VST, which will be 0. So these numbers should match, and that is pretty much how you would set this up. Okay, so I'm gonna just show you how to set it up quickly, just so you can get something down. So what I like to do is click here and then go to off, and just so it doesn't play another sound on top of my piano, because we kind of hooked that up already. And then from here you can click scales, and you can choose scales. You can kind of play around with the voicings and all this stuff, but this is the hard way. Okay, what you want to do, right, is go to songs or artists. Now there's a bunch of chords, like custom chords, right, from actual people. Okay, and a lot of these are chord progressions that already work, right? You can go to artists, and I even have some of my own here. And yeah, you just choose from a bunch of people. So I'm gonna real quick just choose from, let's see. It's not like really. Okay, so I like this one, right? So you can see I just chose my own, Pain 3. Okay, and you can save your own as well. So from here, what you want to do, you go to perform, and then you can kind of choose from a bunch of these like expressions and articulations. So if you want to, I don't know, we could just choose a random one, right? And it'll pretty much play it for you. So you can kind of mess around with that. And I'm gonna just do something basic. Let's do like a strum, do like a down strum. And then I'm going for a lo-fi vibe, so I might, let me see. So we could do something around there. We could just do like 110, okay? And then what we want to do now, right, is go to MIDI capture. So all you have to do is just click MIDI capture, and then you can kind of click the melody you want. So I'll just do mine. So something easy like that will work, and then you stop it, and then from here you can just drag it, right, and you can put it in here, and then now we're done with scalar. So we can just close this, and I guess I'm gonna cut it from there because that was a lot of explaining. So now what we can do is kind of edit this to fit in the grid. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is pretty much just stretch this across and make it fit. So you're gonna highlight it, Control A, and then pretty much just match this up, and then I'm gonna just try to match it up a little bit on the grid, just like this, and then just kind of pull these out, and then I'll do a bass check as well, just to make sure the bass isn't going to be too low. And this is pretty much troubleshooting. So we can copy this and then put it to our bass. All right, so I'm gonna transpose this up. So let's go 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I like that for the bass, so the bass can be heard. So that is kind of our problem solving. So now what we can do is actually use our other piano and make like a little melody. All right, so this is the VST I'm using for both. So let's go ahead and make our little catchy melody. So what I like to do here is make the triad of the first chord. Now you can do this with all if you're really lost. So you could do something like that and pull the middle one up. So of this triad, pull the middle one up if you're not sure. You can pull other ones up, but the middle one works every time. So I am in the 1/4 grid, and the reason for that is because I'm doing like a lo-fi, so I want like a jazz type of rhythm. So these little corners right here will allow you to kind of get those jazz melodies. So let's do something like this, and then we can end on an F. All right, we kind of get that kind of bounce. And then we could just literally just slap this right here, and let's build up into it. So, all right, we got our ghost notes, so this should be easy. And then I'm gonna build up into this with the velocity, just like that. Okay. Now real quick, okay, I'm not gonna go too much into music theory, but basically in music, there's a thing where if you start with a tonic, you want to kind of end on the tonic, and the tonic is pretty much just a starting note, like a starting chord or whatever. But I'm not gonna go into it too much. So, and this is how you can kind of just bypass a lot of thinking. So basically, we started with a B, so we can end with a B somewhere over here. So it could be like in the same place or wherever, but we're gonna copy this over, and that's pretty much how you can kind of just bypass a bunch of thinking. And then we can take our same tricks over here, delete this, make our triad, take this, pull this up, and now we kind of have same little placement here. Okay. So what can we do? Let's delete this, zoom in, change up some notes. Then copy this over for the in-between. And it's important you kind of keep the same rhythm going. Same over here, it's like the same rhythm, okay? So let's keep this going. Then I'm gonna add something up top. And then I'm gonna make this a little lower than this note, just so it's not too strong. Right, so now we got like a little catchy melody. So now we can just finish the beat with the bass and the drums, and then I'll do some processing if we have time. All right, so this is our bass, and pretty much when you load this up default, you just want to take all these knobs and put them to 0 to get like a bass, okay? So I'm gonna go here, and we can kind of just slap these in like that, and I'm gonna kind of give it a rhythm, just so it's like the same type of vibe. All right, it's kind of like a little weird vibe, but I kind of like the way that rhythm is. So do something like this. Just copy it over and then pull it down. Okay, so that's the bass, and now we can kind of throw some drums in. I'm not gonna do too much on the drums because I do want to do some processing, so let's do that. All right, so for the drums, what I like to do is put them in the playlist on a separate pattern, and I just like to do this for reference so I can hear with the melody and so I can kind of control how long I want the drums to be and stuff. So with this is lo-fi. I'll put this at about, we can do like 35%. Okay, just for a little swing. It's not the best swing, but it'll help a little bit. So basically with drums, you just want to put everything in its own place. Okay, and then offset some of the other drums. So maybe something like this. Right, and then with perks, you just want to do the same process, but like down here. So, you know. right? You can kind of get a rhythm going. So I'm gonna keep this. Let's just do something simple here. Then turn these up. Okay, so those are the drums. So now what we're gonna do is some processing. So what I'm gonna do is probably spend about 5 to 10 minutes loading up different effects that I might like, and then I'll come back and show you the effects that I have and why I use them. Okay, so now we're just gonna go over some effects, and the reason I like to show this is because people underestimate this part. They're just like, oh, it's just mixing, it's just adding. Well, it's really not. This is really how you shape the sounds you put together to kind of sound how you want it to. And you probably wonder, oh, my, guitar, this doesn't sound like the one in the song or this, right? It's because you probably forget or don't spend as much time doing the effects. Okay, so this is why I do this at the end of every video now, to kind of, so people can kind of understand that it's important. Okay, so we can start with this, and I just did some light EQ panning, just some basic stuff, like nothing crazy, right? So for this, the bass, I have thermal, and I just added the mellow muffler in this plugin. And I didn't want it to sound exactly like just a regular sub, so that's why I added this. Okay, and then I put these in a bus, and then for this main chord progression, I got thermal, and then I put this Angry Echoes preset, and I just like the way that sounded. Okay, and then for the melody, I just put Portal, and this is just my own little preset. It's this one. Probably well, I don't need to favorite it. So yeah, this is it. Right, and kind of fill up that empty space, right? So I put these in a bus, as you can see. And then I put shaper box, and I always do this on every melody just to check and see if something sounds good. So I just put a halftime, simple. And the reason I don't use gross beats, because gross beat has delay. Shaper box doesn't have delay, it's instant. So that's why I use this. I can see I EQ'd the bass. Right, and then right, simple as that. And I could probably use this part on like a verse area or something like that. And then for the master, I have RC20. You can copy this if you want. I'll leave a link to this bank if you want it. It's just a custom bank here, but this is the preset. Oh wait, let me turn it on. And I just put this to give it a little bit more punch. And then we have a Life X, Expanse, and I just used the Lo-Fi Bliss preset. Right, and I probably would tweak this a little bit more so it's a little bit more clear, but I kind of like how like I get grungy or like dirty it is. But that's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure you like and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.